Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the 2006 Ashland 2-Night News Special Edition Election Night Coverage. I'm Michelle Flora, along with
Margaret Lude. Today is November 7, 2006, Election Day. We're here to give you the results as the polls as we receive them.
Did you get out and vote today?
Yeah, actually, I had to file an absentee ballot because I'm from Akron. Did you vote?
It was the first thing I did today. I went out and voted this morning.
Oh, that's good.
Right, well, we have the results are in, so let's go ahead and get started. Despite the rainy weather, it was a successful day of polling in Ashland County. There are 35,000 registered voters in the county, and election officials expected a turnout of around 50%. The Ashland County Board of Elections says voters came in at a steady pace at polling places across the county today. However, actually turnout won't be known until all the voters are counted. A statewide turnout of about 50% was also expected, despite problems with voting machines reported in Cuyahoga County. The Ashland Board of Elections says they saw a relatively few problems with electronic voting machines and the new identification laws.
There are several local school districts with issues on the ballot tonight. The Ashland County JVS has a renewal ballot levy on the ballot, as well as the Ashland, Mapleton, and Lucas school districts. Mapleton also has an emergency tax levy on the ballot, and Hillsdale has a replacement levy on their ballot as well.
You're watching Ashland 2-Night News Special Edition Election Night Coverage. We're going to take a short break. Don't go away. Percent are in favor, while 36.3% oppose.
Hillsdale Local School District, with 100% precincts reporting, is 57.2% in favor and 42.8% opposing their 3-mil replacement levy.
And on to Lucas Local School District, the $4.3 million renewal levy for 5 years. 44.44% are in favor, while 55.56% oppose.
Mapleton City School District is approved by their 4-mil levy by 55%, with 100% of the precincts reporting.
On to Mapleton City School District, the $8.76 million additional levy for 5 years. 57% oppose, while 43% are in favor.
The West Home Local School Districts haven't anything yet. There are a number of other issues that voters around the county will be weighing in on tonight. Residents in the Jeromesville Community Fire District will decide whether or not to provide funds needed to improve response time on weekdays. 2 separate 5-year levies are also on the ballot in Ruggles and Orange Townships. Money from both levies will be used to fund the EMS services in those areas. And in Montgomery Township, a 2-mil levy is on the ballot. The 5-year levy would provide about $130,000 a year for road maintenance. Road maintenance is also the issue in Lake Township. A 1.5 mil levy is on the ballot there for reconstruction and repairs of roads and bridges. In Green and Troy Townships, voters will decide on levies that will be used for maintenance at local cemeteries. The Green Township levy is 0.2 mils and the Troy Township levy is 0.5 mils. Finally, 2 alcohol-related issues will be decided by Ashland County voters. In Jeromesville, voters will decide whether to allow Sunday liquor sales at Jayville Pub and Grill. And in Ashland, voters in Precinct 3A will decide whether to allow Sunday liquor sales at VFW Post 1067.
And our results from the Ashland City local option, Sunday liquor sales at 10 a.m. until midnight, 61.2% voted yes, while 38.9% are opposed.
The Jeromesville Village local option for Sunday liquor sales from 1 p.m. till midnight, with 100% precincts reporting, 55.3% are in favor, while 44.7% are opposed.
The Green Township Union Cemetery renewal levy, 65% are in favor, while 35.1% oppose.
The Lakes Township General Construction 1.5 mil levies, we do not have the results yet, unfortunately.
The Montgomery Township General Construction 2 million renewal levy for 5 years, 49.2% are in favor, while 50.8% oppose. Close race.
The Orange County Ambulance and EMS 0.7 mil renewal levy with 100% precincts reporting 74.1% are in favor, while 26 are opposed.
The Ruggles Township Fire and EMS 1.3 renewal levy for 5 years, 67% are in favor, while 31.1% oppose.
The Troy Township Maintained Cemetery 0.5 mil levy is 61% people are in favor of it, while 39.1% are opposed.
The Ashland County Commissioner, John Leininger, is falling a little bit behind at a 47%, while Kimberly Edwards is leading the way with 53%.
The Ashland County Auditor is Philip Levold, and he has 100% with 100% precincts reporting.
Stay tuned. After the break, we'll have your local results for your big Ohio races and Senate Treasurer and Auditor. You're watching Ashland 2 Night News, Special Edition Election Night Coverage. Don't go away.
Our children want to know everything about the world around them. And yet sometimes what they discover makes them feel vulnerable and insecure. In times like these, they need the comfort of an adult, the honesty of parents, and playtime to help them deal with their feelings and fears. Time that will literally heal their hearts. The gift of imagination allows children to see a better world. Playtime allows them a chance to practice creating it. Don't underestimate the power of play.
But if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back. You are watching Ashland University's Election Night Coverage. I'm Margaret Lute.
And I'm Michelle Flora. The race for the U.S. Senator has been a close and heated battle between the Republican Mike DeWine and Democrat challenger Sherrod Brown. DeWine is from Cedarville and is seeking a third 6-year term. DeWine says he wants to remain in the Senate to continue to work to solve the county's problems. Brown has been a U.S. representative since 1992. He says he has been a respected voice on health care, trade policy, job creation, and education. DeWine says he wants to focus on bipartisan solutions to improve America, while Brown says he wants to make a stand for progressive issues. Coming up in tonight, Brown was leading the race. As for the United States Senator, Sherrod Brown is trailing at 46%, while Mike DeWine is leading the way with 53%.
The U.S. Congressional 5th District, Paul Gilmore is in the lead with a 55.4%, while Robin Weikernock is trailing slightly by 44.5%.
The U.S. Congressional 16th District, Thomas Shaw, is falling behind with a 38%, while Ralph Regula is leading the way with a 62.4%. Ohio's heated race for governor comes to a close tonight. The race pits Republicans Ken Blackwell and Tom Raga against Democrats Ted Strickland and Lee Fisher. Blackwell has served 2 terms as Ohio Secretary of State. Blackwell's campaign has hinged on his ideas to jumpstart Ohio's economy. Blackwell wants to lease the Ohio Turnpike to a private company and then use the funds generated to help economic development. Blackwell supports tax cuts and was a leader in the successful campaign to ban gay marriage in Ohio. Strickland is in his 6th term as a U.S. representative. His campaign has also focused on improving Ohio's economy. His Turnaround Ohio plan would connect education, health care, and economic development. It would focus on giving teachers the funding and tools they need to better educate Ohio's students. On to Ohio Governor and Lieutenant Governor. Strickland and Fisher are slightly in the lead with a 48.9%, while Blackwell and Raga fall behind with a 47.3%.
The State of Ohio Attorney General Betty Montgomery is in the lead with 52%, while Mark Dan is trailing slightly with a 47.8%.
And on to the State of Ohio Secretary of State. Jennifer Brunner is at a 41.9%, and Greg Hartman at 52.7%.
State of Ohio State Treasurer Sandra O'Brien is slightly leading with 55.6% of the votes, while Richard Cordray is trailing with 44.4%. State
of Ohio Auditor of State Barbara Skies at 38%, while Mary Taylor is in the lead with a 62%.
Ohio State Senator for the 19th District, Bill Harris, is leading with a 64.8%, while Thomas Burkhart is trailing with a 35.2%. As for the Ohio Representative 90th House District, Dwayne Grasbar is at 40%, while Tom Collier is at 59%. The Ohio Representative for the 97th House District, Bob Gibbs, is in the lead with 60.8% of the votes, while James Riley is trailing with 39.2%. The Ohio Supreme Court Justice, William O'Neill, is at 36%, and Terrace O'Donnell with 65%. Another Ohio Supreme Court Justice race, Robert Cupp, is leading with 62.6% of the votes, while Ben Espy is trailing with 37.4%. The Court of Appeals Judge John Weiss is at 100% with 95% of the precincts reporting. Another Court of Appeals race, Scott Gwynn, is ahead, obviously, with 100% with 95% of the precincts reporting. The Court of Appeals Judges Patricia Delaney is leading the way with 53.3%, while Stephen Belden falls behind at 46.7%. State Issue 2 is a proposed constitutional amendment that impacts the minimum wage and employee information. The amendment would raise Ohio's minimum wage to $6.85 an hour, starting on January 1st. The wage would also increase every year based on the rate of inflation. The amendment would also require employers to keep detailed records of their employees for up to 3 years after the employee leaves their business. This employment information could be requested by an employee, person acting on behalf of the employee, or any other interested party. And according to the amendment, a place of business would have to provide it free of charge. Supporters say the amendment will improve working conditions for all Ohioans. Opponents say the amendment would allow for serious violations of privacy and put a large financial burden in Ohio businesses.
The minimum wage amendment constitution is at a 43.2%, while 56.8% oppose.
State Issue 3 is known as the Ohio Earn and Learn Amendment. It is a constitutional amendment that would allow roughly 31,000 slot machines to be placed at 7 horse racing tracks and 2 non-track locations around the state. Half the money would go to the slot machine casino owners and operators. A third of the money would go to fund college scholarships and grants for Ohio high school seniors. Supporters of the issue say it would raise millions of dollars for education and help Ohio's high school seniors afford to go to college. Opponents argue that while the money is guaranteed to go to scholarships, there is no plan for how the money will be managed or distributed. Now, the Gambling and Scholarships Amendment Constitution is slightly 63.5% of the people are opposing it, with 36.6% in favor.
State Issue 4 is known as the Smoke Less Ohio Amendment. It is a constitutional amendment that would prohibit smoking in all enclosed areas except tobacco stores, private residence, and non-public facilities. Separate smoking areas in restaurants, most bars, bingo and bowling facilities. Separated areas of hotels and nursing homes and racetracks. The amendment would also nullify any existing non-smoking laws already in place around the state. It would also prevent any future non-smoking laws from taking effect. State Issue 4 is supported by the tobacco industry. The restricts smoking amendment constitution, 34.3% are in favor, while 65.8% oppose.
State Issue 5 is known as the Smoke-Free Ohio Law. This issue bans smoking in Ohio in all public facilities. However, smoking would be allowed in private residences, designated smoking rooms in hotels and nursing homes, retail tobacco stores, outdoor patios, and family-owned businesses. The law would be allowed places of businesses to declare themselves non-smoking facilities. The law would also allow for the enforcement of these smoking restrictions and for civil fines to be applied to anyone who violates the smoking law. State Issue 5 is supported by the American Cancer Society. And with 100% of precincts reporting, 51.4% are in favor, while 48.6% are opposed.
All right, well, that's what we have in for now for our issues. Please stay tuned for after the break, and we will update you with more information about schools and levies. Thank you.
Outside and play. It's such a lovely day. One more thing to say. It's time to get away.
Hey, Dad, when are we gonna go camping again?
We will sometime, but not now. I'm busy.
Surprise, surprise. I know, but you always say that.
We will sometime, just not now.
Well, at least come to the camper and see what I'm doing. I'm almost finished.
Just a minute.
Dad, come on, please. Dad, come on.
What does it take to get you back into the lives of your family?
Hey, who put all this stuff in here?
Sure glad you can make it, Dad.
Give them everything.
You know you have a choice, Dad.
Give them your time.
Lake or the river?
From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
All over America, people are taking the National Radon Test. Have you?
Answer true or false.
Radon is a radioactive gas.
False.
True.
It's true?
It's a natural gas?
The Office of the Surgeon General recommends all homes be tested for radon.
False.
False.
True. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer.
False.
It's true.
Oh.
Yeah, totally surprised. I never would have thought that. I don't even know where to go to have it checked.
1-800-SOS Radon.
If I don't take care of it, nobody else will.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News Special Edition, Lecture Night Coverage.
All right, let's get started. We're here now with results of your local school and city issues. The Ashland County Board of Elections took several steps to ensure that voting ran smoothly today. Despite new machines and identification rules, there are roughly 35,000 registered voters in Ashland County, and all of them had to show identification if they were going to vote today. As a result, the county hired ID clerks for all of the major polling places. Voters showed their IDs to the clerks before checking with polling workers and voting. While the ID clerks were an added expense for the election board, they hope it was a one-time deal. They expect everyone to be used to bringing their ID by the next time the major election rolls around.
The Ashland City School District is hoping voters will renew a 9.9 mil operating levy. The levy would bring in a little over $4 million a year for the district. The treasurer says the levy is essential to the continued operation of the district. If it doesn't pass, the district would have to have a few more chances to get the issue on the ballot. However, the levy runs out in 2008, and if it isn't passed by then, the district could no longer ask for a renewal. If the levy is not renewed, it will be financially devastating to the district. However, the district says that they are confident the quality of education that they are able to offer will convince voters to renew the levy. And with 100% of the precincts reporting here in Ashland County, the 63.7% are in favor of the Ashland City School District, while 36.3% are opposed.
The Hillsdale local schools are asking voters to continue a 3 mil replacement operating levy. The levy would help the district continue to offer its current services to students. Voters originally passed this levy more than 20 years ago. It will bring about $250,000 to the district. The levy means an increase in taxes for Hillsdale residents. It will cost the owner of a $100,000 home an additional $5.25 a month. The levy is part of the district's plan to reach financial responsibility. The Hillsdale Local School District 3 mil replacement levy is 57.2% in the lead with a favor and 42.8% for those who oppose.
The Ashland County Career Center is asking voters to renew a 1 mil operating levy. The 3-year levy will raise nearly $1 million a year, and it will not cause an increase in taxes. The issue was originally passed in 1992. Officials from the JVS say the money is essential to continue their continued operation because they've already made more than $6,000 in cuts. The passage of the levy would ensure a continuation of the current services, but none of the cuts would be restored. And with 100% of the precincts reporting the Ashland County West Homes to JVS 1 mil renewal levy, 62.5% are in favor, while 37.5% are opposed.
There are several local school districts with issues on the ballot tonight. There are other school districts with issues on the ballot. Mapleton, West Holmes, Lucas school districts. Mapleton has an emergency tax levy on the ballot. The Lucas Local School District, 44.44% are in favor of the 4.3 mil renewal levy, while 55.56% oppose.
Mapleton.
The Hayesville mayor says she is ready to put her.
The Mapleton.
Hayesville mayor says she is ready to put her energy towards helping all the Ashland County Republican Kim Edwards. Says she wants to use her energy and dedication to help Ashland grow as Ashland County Commissioner. Challenging Edwards for the seat is Democrat John Leininger. Leininger is a former commissioner but left the office in 1989 to devote his time to farming. Now he has the time to invest as commissioner. One hot issue with both candidates is the economic development. Both agree much work has been done to promote the county. Edwards says communication with business is important, but the government should step out of the way and let them grow. Leininger says all avenues should be kept open because businesses and government can work together. The Ashland County Commissioner, John Leininger, is slightly falling behind with 47%, while Kimberly Edwards is ahead with 53% and 100% of the precincts reporting.
The Ashland County Auditor, Philip Liebo, is ahead with 100% of precincts reporting.
All right, well, that's what we have right now for the school and levies.
Yep, so we'll be back after this short break.
Stay tuned.
Another fact of Congress. Like a tree, our national government has 3 branches. First, there is the President of the United States, called the Executive Branch. The President is like your school principal. He makes important policy decisions on things like the environment and health care. He's also the Commander-in-Chief of the military. A second branch is Congress, called the Legislative Branch. The main job of the Legislative Branch is to debate and pass laws. They also oversee the activities of the President. Finally, there is the court system, or the judicial branch. Sometimes people disagree about what laws mean, so we ask judges to help us decide. The Supreme Court is the ultimate judge of the land. These 3 branches of government work together to form a complete system, and that's another fact of Congress.
Ashland Theological Seminary, transforming the world.
One pastor.
One counselor.
One city.
One campus.
One village.
One family.
One teacher.
One crisis. One missionary.
One shelter.
One church. Transforming the world, one student at a time.
As parents, we do whatever is necessary to ensure the health of our children. Sadly, most parents don't realize that their child's first eye exam with an eye doctor should be between the age of 6 and 12 months. I urge you to take your baby to an optometrist for a comprehensive eye assessment. It can literally change your child's vision of the future.
Infancy optometrists offer a no-charge eye assessment for infants 12 months old or younger. Call today to find an optometrist near you.
Sure, my neighbors Jean and Louise, they may be superheroes with superpowers, but that doesn't make them so super at saving energy and money. I mean, I like them and all, but when Jean uses that power vision to cook dinner?
Honey?
Or when Louise or Starbright tries to save a little on the lighting bill?
Mom, a little light?
I may not be able to harness the power of the elements, but I save significant cash and help the environment with appliances, electronics, and windows featuring the Energy Star label. And I improved my home energy efficiency with insulation. My thermostat? Watch this. I'm just kidding. It's programmable. I don't have to lift a finger to save on AC and heating.
Mom, Dad's making fondue again.
So discover your own energy-saving superpowers. Go to ase.org/consumers.
Welcome back to AU's Election Night coverage. I'm Michelle Flora.
And I'm Margaret Lute. Ohio voters today will help decide more than just who our next governor will be. Ohio is one of many states where elections may help shift power in the U.S. Congress. Democrats have to gain 6 Senate seats in order to take control of the Senate. Among those races that will help decide is the race between Republican Mike DeWine and Democrat Sherrod Brown. In order to take control of the House, Democrats would need to win 15 seats. Ashland County voters are voting on 2 races that would have an impact. the 6th Congressional District and the 5th Congressional District. Races in Connecticut, New York, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Kentucky may also be early indicators of whether Democrats will take control. The race for U.S. Senate has been a close and heated battle between Republican incumbent Mike DeWine and Democrat challenger Sherrod Brown. DeWine is from Cedarville and is seeking a third 6-year term. DeWine says he wants to remain in the Senate to continue to work to solve the country's problems. Brown has been a U.S. representative since 1992. He says he's been a respected voice on health care, trade policy, job creation, and education. DeWine says he wants to focus on bipartisan solutions to improve America, while Brown says he wants to make a stand for progressive issues. Coming in tonight, Brown was leading the race. And with 100% of the precincts reported, unfortunately, Sherrod Brown is trailing with a 46%, while Mike DeWine is up with a 53%.
A 9-term Republican congressman is looking to defend his seat in the 5th Congressional District race. Republican Paul Gilmore says the U.S. Congress is on the right track when it comes to job creation and health care. The Old Fort native also says progress is being made in Iraq. However, his Democratic challenger, Robin, says the system is failing most Americans and Congress needs to make changes. The Napoleon native also says there needs to be a clear plan of action for Iraq. In Ashland County, the 5th Congressional District includes Ruggles, Troy, Sullivan, Clear Creek, Orange, and Jackson Townships. The U.S. Congressional 5th District, Robin Wyatt is falling behind with 44.5%, while Paul Gilmore is ahead with 55.4%.
Longtime U.S. Representative Ralph Regula is being challenged by a first-time candidate for his 16th U.S. Congressional District seat. Democrat Tom Shaw of Worcester says he wants to get into government because he is dissatisfied with the way things are being run. Regula is a Republican and has been in office for 34 years. He is the most senior member of Congress and holds an influential spot on the House Appropriations Subcommittee. Regula has been campaigning on his record of service. Shaw says he realizes he's fighting an uphill battle, but he says he has received a lot of support and encouragement on the campaign trail. And with 100% of the precincts reporting, Ralph Regula is in lead with 62.4% of the votes, while Thomas Shaw is falling behind with a 38%. All
right, well, thank you, Margaret. We're going to go ahead and take a short break right now, but we will be back with more of the state issues and some of the levies. Thank you.
Another fact of Congress. Long before there was a Congress or a U.S. government, not that far, there were 13 colonies of people. These colonies were under British rule, but many wanted to start a brand new country. They boldly declared their independence from British rule on July 4th, 1776. After 7 hard years at war, the Americans and the British declared peace. And on September 17th, 1787, the United States of America officially started with the signing of the U.S. Constitution. Article 1, Section 1 of the Constitution says, "All legislative powers shall be vested in a Congress, which shall consist of a Senate and a House of Representatives." And that's another fact of Congress.
Congratulations on the promotion.
I hope you're saving the extra money.
You got to put it in stocks.
If you want to get ahead.
No, buns.
And CDs.
Stick it under the mattress.
Getting plenty of advice, but not enough facts? Visit saveandinvest.org. No confusing advice, no sales pitch. Just unbiased information and tools to help you manage your money with confidence. Saveandinvest.org.
Across America, service learning is helping students improve their grades and their communities by connecting the classroom with community service. Working together, students solve real problems, build new skills, and apply their knowledge in a whole new way. Inside the classroom and out, service learning opens new doors and brings learning to life. Get your school involved. Visit learnandserve.gov to find out how.
There are a lot of big issues in a national agenda.
But sometimes we help our communities most by getting involved in local issues.
Getting a traffic light at a dangerous intersection or cleaning up a polluted stream can improve lives and strengthen communities. That's what American democracy is all about.
I've always liked the attitude of the carpenter who said, "I cannot solve the world's problems, but I can help build this house."
Together, we can build a better future.
Get involved.
What do a store owner, a mother of two, and an honor student have in common? They've all recovered from a mental health problem, and they're all part of our lives. Mental health problems are surprisingly common. They affect almost every family in America, maybe even yours. Get the facts about mental health. Call 1-800-789-2647 because mental health is part of all our lives.
Good evening and welcome back to AU's Election Night Coverage, special edition. We've had a little bit of delay here because of some glitches in the system, but we have the results and we're ready to proceed. Officials were hoping to make things a little easier by scanning absentee votes early. After much legal wrangling, nearly 70,000 absentee ballots were scanned by the end of last week. Those results were not tabulated, though, until after polls closed tonight. Still, close statewide races may not be decided for the next 2 weeks because there are still many more ballots that need to be scanned. For example, roughly 3,100 ballots from overseas cannot be counted until after the deadline for their arrival, which is in 10 days. There are also thousands of provisional ballots that have yet to be scanned. These ballots are from voters who had identification problems or other issues when they casted their votes.
While Ashland County voters had few problems, electronic voting machines caused other issues across the state and the region. In Cleveland, voting started late after workers could not get the machines to work. In Indiana, they turned to paper ballots because polling workers did not know how to use the machines. Paper ballots were also used in Florida after one polling worker completely erased the electronic voting indicators. Also in Indiana, they left some polling places open late because electronic machines were initially programmed wrong. Some polling places in Pennsylvania were also forced to stay open late. Voting equipment companies say all the problems were due to human error.
Ohio's heated race for governor comes to a close tonight. The race pits Republicans Ken Blackwell and Tom Moraga against Democrat Ted Strickland and Lee Fisher. Blackwell has served 2 terms as Ohio's Secretary of State. Blackwell's campaign has hinged on his ideas to jumpstart Ohio's economy. Blackwell wants to lease the Ohio Turnpike to a private company and then use the funds generated to help economic development. Blackwell supports tax cuts and was a leader in the successful campaign to ban gay marriage in Ohio. Strickland is in his 6th term as a U.S. representative. His campaign has also focused on improving Ohio's economy. His Turnaround Ohio plan would connect education, health care, and economic development. It would focus on giving teachers the funding and tools they need to better educate Ohio's students. The Ohio governor and lieutenant governor Strickland and Fisher are slightly ahead with a 48.9% lead, while Blackwell and Raga fall behind with 47.3%.
Betty Montgomery says she's ready to return to the Attorney General's office. The Republican served 2 terms as the state's chief legal officer before being elected state auditor in 2002. Standing in her way is Democrat Mark Dan. Dan is a Youngstown native and has served as a state senator since 2003. Montgomery argues that her previous record as Attorney General and her current record as State Auditor shows that she is capable of doing good things for Ohio. Dan argues that the state government is corrupt and he wants to top the top legal seat in the state in order to clean it up. And with 100% of the precincts reporting, Betty Montgomery is in the lead with 52% of the votes, while Mark Dan is trailing with a 47.8%.
A former judge and a clerk of courts are facing off in the race for Ohio Secretary of State. Democrat Jennifer Brunner serves as a Franklin County Common Pleas judge for 5 years. She says as state's top election official, she will be committed to ensuring that every citizen who wants to vote gets that chance. She also says she wants to reassure everyone that their vote will count. Republican Greg Hartman is the Hamilton County Clerk of Courts. Hartman says he wants to bring a new perspective to the office. He says he's developed a 20-point plan aimed at improving Ohio elections. The plan includes better training and clearer directives that will end the confusion over election law and procedures. The State of Ohio Secretary of State, Jennifer Brunner, is falling behind with a 41.9%, while Greg Hartman is in the lead with 52.7% and 100% of the precincts reporting. The Ohio race for Ohio State Treasurer is between a county auditor and a county treasurer. Republican Sandra O'Brien has been the Ashtabula County Auditor since 1994. If elected, she says she will modernize the Treasury office by implementing private banking practices. Democrat Richard Cordray has been Franklin County's treasurer since 2002. Cordray says he wants to protect taxpayers' money by bringing responsibility and sanity to the treasurer's office. The State of Ohio Treasurers of State, Richard Cordray, is behind with 44.4%, while Sandra O'Brien is in the lead with 55.6%.
Two Akron area representatives are going head-to-head for the state auditor's seat. Democrat Barbara Sykes and Republican Mary Taylor are both House representatives for the Akron area. Sykes is in her third term as a representative. She says she wants to be auditor to help restore confidence in Ohio's government that has been rocked by recent scandals. Taylor is finishing her second term as a representative. If elected, she says she will be the first certified public accountant to hold the auditor's seat. Taylor says that's important because the auditor is responsible for auditing the books of state and local governments. And with the State of Ohio auditor race, Mary Taylor is in the lead with 62%, while Barbara Sykes is trailing with a 38%.
School funding and the Ohio economy are two of the top issues in the race for the 19th District Ohio Senate seat. The race pits Republican Bill Harris against Democrat challenger Thomas Burkhart. On the school funding issue, Harris says the schools in this district that are facing financial troubles still receive high ratings academically. But Burkhart argues that the reason the school funding issue hasn't been fixed is because most Republican senators come from wealthy school districts. On the economy, Harris says the Senate has made great strides to bring tax reform and economic relief to Ohio. But Burkhart blames the Republican-dominated state Senate for Ohio's economic struggles. The 19th Ohio Senate District covers 5 southern townships in Ashland County, along with Knox, Richland, Morrow, and Delaware counties. The Ohio State Senator 19th District, Bill Harris, is in the lead with 64.8%, while Thomas Burkhart falls behind with 35.2% and 100% precincts reporting.
It's a rematch in the race for the 90th District Ohio House seat. Republican Tom Coyer and Democrat Dwayne Grossbach fought for the same seat 2 years ago, and Coyer won. Coyer is a Mount Vernon native and has been a state representative for 6 years. He says his experience in business leadership and public service make him an excellent choice to represent the people of this district. Grossbach is from Knox County and says he is running again for the same reasons. He argues that the people of this district have not been heard in Columbus and it's time for a change. He says he can bring a unique perspective to Columbus. The 90th Ohio House District covers the southern portion of Ashland County, along with all of Knox and Moore counties. And in that race, Tom Collier is in the lead with 59%, while Dwayne Grassbog is trailing with 40%, with 100% of the precincts reporting.
It's auto worker versus farm worker in the race for the 97th Ohio House District. Bob Gibbs is a Republican hog farmer from Holmes County. His challenger is Democratic James Riley, who works at the Ford plant in Avon. Gibbs says he has done much to reduce taxes in Ohio and improve the economy. However, Riley argues Ohio is in trouble. He argues that all the talented young people who are born and raised here end up leaving the state because they cannot find work. The 97th Ohio House District includes the eastern and northern portions of Ashland County, the southern tip of Medina County, and all of Holmes County. The Ohio Representative 97th House District, Bob Gibbs is in the lead with 60.8% approval, while James Riley falls behind with 39.2% and 100 precincts reporting.
It's a rematch for one of the two Supreme Court seats up for grabs. Republican Terrence O'Donnell and Democrat William O'Neill first squared off for a Supreme Court seat in 2004. O'Donnell won. O'Donnell is from Rocky River and was first appointed as a Supreme Court Justice in 2003. He values independence and impartiality on the bench and says judges shouldn't have any preconceived notions about a case before they rule on it. O'Neill has been a judge since 1997 and currently sits on the 11th District Court of Appeals. He raised no money for his campaign, saying he didn't want to take any money from anyone. Whoever is elected will take the office in January 1st of 2007. And in that race, Terrence O'Donnell is in the lead with 65%, while William O'Neill trails with 36%, with 100% of the precincts reporting.
A second race for Supreme Court is pitting two former state senators against one another. Republican Robert Cupp served in Ohio Senate for 16 years, while Democrat Ben Espy was a state senator for 10 years. Both are attorneys. Cupp says he believes in the separation of powers because he says it keeps anyone in public office from overstepping the boundaries of their power. Cupp is currently a judge on the 3rd District Court of Appeals. Espy says he wants to restore balance to the court that is dominated by the Republicans. He says when justice is deliberate, it's important to have many viewpoints in the room. Espy is currently a private attorney. Whoever wins will take office on January 2nd, 2007. The Ohio Supreme Court Justice, Ben Espy, is falling behind with a 37.4% approval, while Robert Cupp is in the lead with a 62.6% approval rating and 100% of the precincts reporting.
In the 5th Congressional District, Republican Paul Grimo says the U.S. Congress is the right track when it comes to job creation and health care. The Old Fort native also says progress is being made in Iraq. However, his Democratic challenger, Robin Wiernak, says the system is failing most Americans and Congress needs to make changes. Napoleon native also says there needs to be a clear plan of action in Iraq. In Ashland County, the 5th Congressional District includes Ruggles, Troy, Sullivan, Clear Creek, Orange, and Jackson Townships. And in that race, I think that's the wrong one up. Well, apparently with the Court of Appeals race, John Wise is in the lead with 100%, with 95% of the precincts reporting. The Court of Appeals, another Court of Appeals race, Scott Gwynn is ahead with 100%, with 95% of the precincts reporting. Another Court of Appeals race, Patricia Delaney is in the lead with 53% of the vote, while Stephen Belden is in the trailing with 46.7%, with 100% of the precincts reporting.
All right, that's all we have for right now. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back in just a little bit with more of your issues concerning you. Please stay tuned.
It's a sound we take for granted. Life seems so simple as a child, yet 500,000 children in Ohio have vision problems. Problems that, if not detected early, can lead to loss of sight and difficulty learning. Simple activities like riding a bike can become dangerous. When you register your vehicle or renew your license plates, add a $1 donation to the Save Our Sight Fund and help save the sight of Ohio's children. For more information, call 1-800-755-GROW.
Thanks for giving to Save Our Sight.
Sure, my neighbors Jean and Louise, they may be superheroes with superpowers, but that doesn't make them so super at saving energy and money. I mean, I like them and all, but when Jean uses that power vision to cook dinner?
Honey?
Or when Louise or Starbright tries to save a little on the lighting bill?
Mom, a little light?
I may not be able to harness the power of the elements, but I save significant cash and help the environment with appliances, electronics, and windows featuring the Energy Star label. And I improved my home energy efficiency with insulation. My thermostat? Watch this. I'm just kidding. It's programmable. I don't have to lift a finger to save on AC and heating.
Mom, Dad's making fondue again.
So discover your own energy-saving superpowers. Go to ase.org/consumers.
No matter what type of home renovation you're planning, put this at the top of your to-do list. Make sure your family is up to date on the tetanus vaccine, because after 10 years, none of you are protected against tetanus and another potentially fatal disease, diphtheria. A minor injury, such as a cut or a scrape, can put you at risk for a tetanus infection. And while safety gear offers some protection, an up-to-date vaccination called the TD booster is your best insurance against tetanus. If it's been more than 10 years since your last booster, then it's not just your house that's out of date, it's you. If it's been 10, do it again. Talk to your healthcare provider to find out if it's time for a TD booster or visit nfid.org.
Ashland Theological Seminary, transforming the world.
One pastor.
One counselor.
One city.
One campus.
One village.
One family.
One teacher.
One crisis. One missionary.
One shelter.
One church. Transforming the world, one student at a time.
Welcome back to Ashland Tonight News Election Coverage 2006. That is all the results we have in, but if you want to check out more, tune in to 88.9 WRDL for more coverage.
And be sure to tune in tomorrow live at 5 for the Ashland Tonight News, live right here. So. All right, well, that's all we have for today, and thanks for tuning in and going out and voting. Have a wonderful evening.
Yes, good night.